Binu. I miss you so much already. I hope you love heaven.
Hello everyone, it's Diversity TV bringing you the Untold Stories for the week of October the 8th, 2021 from the fantastic city of Edmonton, Alberta in Canada. Hosted by Emi Batoum, sponsored by Ray Z Plumbing and Heating, now offering fantastic deals for water heaters and furnaces. These are the headlines for this week. Early voting is going on in municipal elections across Alberta. Reggae Tone shares that it's more than just a fitness center. The Immigrant Experience Show made a stop at NEWE Beauty Empire in Calgary. Alberta celebrated Culture Month in September with hundreds of events across the province. Now, the news in full. Segment 1. It's election season in cities across Alberta, and early voting is already going on. There are multiple voting opportunities for you to cast your ballot. Advance voting goes from October the 4th to October 13th from 1 to 7 p.m., including Thanksgiving Mondays, which is October 11. Check your municipality's website to get your voting locations and times. In Edmonton, the number of advance voting stations has been doubled to 12, or 1 per ward, and voters are encouraged to vote in advance to avoid the busy crowds on election day, which is October 18. Voting stations will be open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. that day. For more information for Edmonton voters, go to www.edmonton.ca. Segment 2. Finding beauty products for darker skin types is like finding a fallen grain of sand on a beach. Hear from Dr. Bobda, the man that has invested his pharmacological expertise to fix that problem.
The acne problem, you have to think to solve the inflammation problem on the skin. That's why we use the chamomile extract on the cleansing lotion, try to clean deeply and start solving the problem of inflammation on the skin. Then we have to balance the pH. We know that the pH is really important of the skin health. If you have an unbalanced pH, you more likely have some bacterial infection, yeast infection due to the pH. So this botanical toner with tamarind extracts is there to balance the pH, give a deep cleaning on your face, opening the pores so that all the active ingredient from the other product will go deeply to the derma. Then secondly, the magic product, this is a vitamin C. We all know that the vitamin C is one of the potent antioxidants that the Mother Nature gifted us. Yeah, so we added the hyaluronic acid in there. We also added the gotu kola. The gotu kola help to increase the blood flow under the derma so that the oxygen, bring more oxygen into the skin and more life into the skin. That's what this do. And also a potent anti-inflammatory and also bacteriostatic. What does that mean? Bacteriostatic means blocking the bacteria to grow, because one of the components of the acne in certain people is bacterial infection. So this does block the bacteria to grow and give the chance to our immune system to completely destroy those bacteria and win the infection. So we can clear the acne definitely. Of course, after bringing all those active ingredients into the skin needs to be moisturized. Bring more water on the skin. The skin need to be, to breathe. And to do that, this is what we formulated at our 24-hour daily cream. You apply on the skin, and it brings more moisture, more active ingredient like blueberry extract, pomegranate extract. Those are anti-aging products, and it's wonderful product. What I'm going to say is that this is a whole family product, right? All a natural ingredient we use, and one of the things that all the products are made in Canada.
Segment 3. Last call for nomination for AC Awards 2021 as nomination closes this week. Diversity Magazine Souvenir of Prominence is designed for your wall or desk and is also available with the awards. Nominate those making a difference in the community, business, or career here at www.diversitymark.ca. Segment 4. Fashion and Beauty Time on Diversity TV. New in town? Beauty Diamond Medi Spa brings your beauty to life on 4530 99th Street in Edmonton, Alberta, every day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. except Sundays. Let us hear from Lola Olorufemi, the Beauty Diamond Medi Spa founder, as she shares her journey with Diversity TV.
Beauty Diamond came into being because I love to look good and I love to make other people to look good as well. Two things I found that are important to many people, their health and their wealth. Whatever you're doing is either you are building your health or you're doing something to make your health better, or you are doing things to make it worse. And also in terms of your wealth, what are you doing to deplete your resources or actually multiplying your resources? So these two things actually help me in my life to refocus my goals and actually to put a check on myself. You know, what am I doing? Am I actually impacting life? Am I building, or am I doing things that are repleting? So Beauty Diamond came into being one day when I went to the spa and I had a whole body waxing, and I just felt like I could tell somebody that could relate to what I was talking about as a woman of color. Most of them couldn't understand what we mean, how stretch marks actually, we all have stretch marks as women, but sometimes it's more vivid in women of color and the likes of that. So after teaching for so long, my third child, we're talking about pain management. And I went and I talked about aesthetic nursing. So being that I'm a nurse, I like to inject people, and I went to aesthetic nursing and I absolutely loved it. Before Beauty Diamond came into being, I've worked with a couple of people and, pair up with them at their spa, and I just thought it was time for me to have my own. More so, before COVID hit, nobody knew the essence of taking care of our body, soul, and spirit. But when COVID hit, like some people that know, my husband is a physician, and we wanted to give back to all of us that are frontline workers. And it's good to care for people, but how do we replenish ourselves, body, soul, and spirit? And that's why Beauty Diamond came into being.
Segment 5. Before we actually went into the loan program, BESP, they paired me with mentors to help me grow my business. Says Sean, talking about BESP to Diversity TV. BESP recipient Sean joins two fantastic ladies, Alexandra from RBC and Mona Lisa from Futurepreneur, to share not just the good news of BESP, but also how the Black Entrepreneur Startup Program has transformed his business. Hear directly from Alexandra, Mona Lisa, and Sean.
Why support young Black entrepreneurs with this program? The Black Entrepreneur Startup Program, fondly known as BESP, it comes with a whole lot of great benefits. First, capital injection. We all appreciate the importance of capital injection to every business. Secondly, creation of employment. We're not just creating employment directly for that entrepreneur, but we are also creating indirect employment, because there is that web designer who is going to design his website. There is that truck driver who will deliver his goods. So there is both direct and indirect employment. And finally, multiculturalism. We foster multiculturalism because with the exchange of cultures, the economy thrives, the economy grows.
If you are a young Black entrepreneur and you're aged between 18 to 39 and you're looking for funding for your business, then you definitely need to check out Futurepreneur's Black Entrepreneur Startup Program funded by RBC. It's an excellent program that has been created to address specific barriers faced by young Black entrepreneurs. Our goal is to truly help you be successful in launching your business. And we also offer you a mentor along the way for 2 years after you receive funding to help you scale and properly grow. So do not hesitate to go on our website to contact us if you need more information. We are there to help you. Thank you.
My name is Sean Raymond and I'm with Sean Fire Training. I am here to tell you about the BESP program with Futurepreneur. Not only has this program helped inject capital funding into my business, it has helped me grow my entrepreneurial business far more rapidly than I would have ever been able to think or come to beforehand. This program gives me mentorship that allows me to grow my business for 2 years after the funding has been released. And not only has that support helped me grow, it has also given me the confidence to make the decisions and the choices that I need to make my business as successful as it has been this year.
Segment 6. Straight Talk, COVID, and Our People. I had individual dialogue with some community members that are hesitant to get vaccinated for one reason or another. Oh, somebody said they don't know the future ramification of this vaccine, naming COVID-19 vaccine. You are worried about the future. What if you die now? You won't have the future to worry about. If you die, who takes care of your children? These are the words of Moji Taiwo, host of the Immigrant Experience Show on Straight Talk, COVID, and Our People. So, this caused me to ask you this question. Have you taken the COVID-19 vaccine? If yes, what made you take it? If no, why not? Listen to what some community leaders have to say on the issue of COVID vaccine.
It goes from, oh, somebody told me that if you get vaccinated, there is a chip being implanted into you, or somebody in my church said that, you know, they don't know the future ramification of it. So therefore, so that this is where I have a candid, really candid, basic conversation with the person. I say, okay, so you are worried about the future, but what if you die now? You won't have the future to worry about. But at least if you get vaccinated now, you protect yourself, you protect your children, you save, you know, if you die, who's going to take care of your children? And on and on. So sometimes this is where we go back to those basic candid discussions and say, yes, I will not debate what they've heard. What I would talk about is what is real for now.
Yeah.
because I don't know the ramification of the vaccine in the future. I can't say that we're all going to die at the same time or we're going to live forever. But what I can say is that for right now, if you get sick, it will affect your children, if you affect your earning powers, and if you die, what's going to become of your children?
When you talk to people on the ground, they tell you the real problems. And it blows my mind when you take these feedback from the community and try to present it to authorities at the top, they dismiss it. Blows my mind as to why that happens very often. I don't know. During the pandemic, when government brought up programs to reach those who need help with food, and they realized through their own data, not data generated by the racialized communities, through their own data that they generated through the big organizations, that of all the Africans in Alberta or Calgary, and Alberta was less than 10% were accessing help. Okay, and they kept asking why, and they were coming up with two theories. Oh, it is information. We need to put information in different languages. When they called us, it took a minister, Mr. Rajan Soni, said, no, we've done this and we are getting the same results. Something is wrong somewhere. Called the community leaders and said, what is the problem on the ground? And we just give them the blueprint. First and foremost, people from Africa and other countries don't beg for food. Mm-mm. When I am hungry, it is my neighbor next door that knows I am hungry. They will cook and bring me food. So if you're leaving a 1-800 number that somebody should call and get help, it's not gonna come. Let us trust us, let us get food to people who need it. We know how to do it. And then the whole argument about trust and to organization, who should we give the help to? And these organizations are stuck in their old ways of doing things that do not work for the immigrant communities because they work differently. Culturally, they are different. The way they relate is different. It is based on trust and respect. And if you don't have the trust and the respect, forget it. Nothing's gonna get done. They trusted us, give us some, I would say 100th of the money they've been doling out to these big organizations. And within 2 weeks, we were 7,000s and upon thousands of families with food and much needed help. Okay? When it came to the vaccine, the same thing. All we heard was an announcement that $4 million has been given to this organization. $5 million has been given to this organization to do vaccine drive. And my eyes were like, oh my God, they did the same thing again. They did the same thing. That hasn't worked for community. They did the same thing again. So we have to push. Now, it will interest you to know that we got $30,000 to do vaccine drive. $30,000 for the entire African community in Calgary. 30,000. And even that, it was the minister who had to push and push and push and tell them that don't bypass this. And as I said, we had clinics at Ikram Joma, we had clinics at the other mosque, we had clinics at Somali Center, and people came out and got vaccinated. And I told the minister, now you realize that the communities know how their communities work. So you need to give them the resources and empower them and allow their leaders do the work. Vaccine clinic, coordinate with an imam. Tell the imam, we want to come to you. How do we get your people vaccinated? He is going to tell you how it's going to be done, and it will be done. Get to the grassroots organizations, give them money to organize campaigns, to get volunteers, to send messages out that this is in our community. Come out and come and get help. Honorable Shepherd, I don't know how many times I have to say this. It is frustrating. It is infuriating. It is demeaning that you cannot trust African organizations with $1 million to get the work done, but you can trust another organization with $10 million to get nothing done. Mind blowing. So these are practical problems that grassroots organizations in the end that are serving the communities are facing. They have been starved of financial resource help. So they are not able to even get involved. They always bypass them. They don't get them involved. They don't seek their opinions until when they realize that all that they've done does not work. Then they come back to us looking for solutions, looking for ways. Before they started the hotel quarantine, they came out and I told them, do you know in immigrant homes, how many families are there? Okay, we have grandpa, grandma, dad, mom, kids, cousin, and maybe a visitor. Okay, so if dad is positive, he has nowhere to go. He is an immigrant. He has only one place to live, his house. Can you allow these people to isolate in hotels? We kept drumming this and drumming. Finally, they saw that, oh, this could be helpful. They started implementing the hotel isolation, and instantly they saw numbers plummeting in the racialized communities. So the solutions are there because they are not identical to what they are used to. They always dismiss them, and that is problematic. That is problematic. So I'm letting you know this, and when you're talking to your colleagues, let them know that the grassroots organizations have solutions, practical, tried and trusted solutions to get a job done. And most of the things that they've not been able to do, grassroots organization will deliver on them. Thank you.
It's really amazing because the solution is there, but yet ignored, right? And it may also be that because there's no formal, research, documented, evidence, around that. But right now, there's that opportunity. You can see the evidence all over the place. All the criticism, that went through to Dr. Henshaw was based on a lot of research, and all that this may not work. I've not heard anybody saying this will not work, but it's a gamble that the government has taken. Let's hope, cross our fingers that gamble is not going to result into, something. So I don't know. I think looking at the future, I'm actually more interested in what are we going to do, right? Going forward. We can't look back anymore, but what are we doing going forward to set the stage, for success, to prevent something like this from happening in future? I think that's where I see where we should put our efforts, right? To make sure that, communities are safe.
As much as we want to be rid of it, and I do as much as anybody, I want folks to be able to go back to normal lives. So as others have observed, what is normal has probably changed. So, but we have to recognize that we still have more to do, that there are still people and communities and individuals who are at risk. There's still things that we need to learn. So again, the decisions that have been made recently, they concern me for that reason, as it just feels it may be just too much of a rush to try to put this behind us without having properly learned the lessons and taken the steps to ensure we are protecting everybody, and recognizing indeed that, for example, as Charles said, racialized communities have been hit harder. They are struggling. Women were hit harder economically. The impacts have been disparate, and I'm concerned that in a rush back to normal, we are going to lose the lessons we have learned about those who need help and systems that we need to change in our government and in our society. I really appreciate what Moji had to say about what we have learned about innovating, learning, and adapting. And indeed, that has been the case for so many during this pandemic. Indeed, we've had many that have been impacted and have needed additional help. We have had many that have been able to adapt, use resources that were available, indeed groups that have supported each other. And as she said, really important that we take the opportunity to learn from that, rather than, again, rushing ahead to try to just reset everything. Make sure we have learned from what we have learned from the folks that have found new ideas, new perspectives that we can use. And indeed, that is what Sam was saying as well. He talked about this being a bit of a gamble, what the government is doing, and indeed it is. And we have to look at who is at most at risk if that gamble does not pay off.
Segment 7. What do we have for Diversity TV International News today? The family of Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta secretly owned a network of offshore companies for decades, according to a huge leak of financial papers called the Pandora Papers. This is a 12 million files leak, the biggest in history. Mr. Kenyatta and 6 members of his family have been linked to 13 offshore companies. He said he will respond comprehensively to the leak once he returns from a state visit abroad. Source BBC. Segment 8. What do we have for food this week? This week, we took a dive into the delicious, natural, locally made, locally sourced Royal Tiso pepper sauce. It's in mild, hot, and extra hot flavors for the pepper eaters and non-pepper due to the positive impact it has on food. Hear directly from the founders and a passionate customer.
Hi, my name is Queen. Me and my husband Felix. We are co-owners of a business called QF Services, and at the meantime, we do produce this delicious hot pepper sauce called Royal Tiso. Royal Tiso is a product made from love. Yeah, it's a long story. When I met my husband, he was a picky eater, so I started trying different things, trying different spices, something to make him eat. So I came up with Royal Tiso. Royal Tiso is sold across major cities in Canada, like we are in Calgary, Edmonton, Quebec, Ottawa. We also have it sold in Houston in the US. And also we have our online presence on Facebook, Instagram. We have an online website where you can also get a product from. Oh, major farmers market, Airdrie Farmers Market, Best Buy Farmers Market. And we hope to really go across the nation with this product. Royal Tiso on every table, that's our dream. It has 3 flavors, mild, hot, and extra hot.
This is a happy customer for Royal Tiso. So
this is really good stuff. I put it on chicken twice now and put it on a hamburger. It's got great flavor, got some great little heat to it. I enjoyed it very much.
Segment 9. Our community announcements this week. Want to know some of the programs offered by Solomon College in Edmonton? Please contact 780-431-1515 or info@solomoncollege.ca.
And I'm here today to talk to you about 3 employment programs that Solomon College delivers. The first is our Connections to Employment program, which focuses on preparing newcomers to work in the retail sector. Secondly, we have our Food Service Supervisor Preparation program, which supports newcomers to develop skills to work in the food services sector. And our final employment training program is our Quest Key Workplace Essential Skills Training Program, which is designed to help newcomers build warehouse technology skills to work in the warehousing sector.
He is a volunteer master composter recycler with the City of Edmonton, the chairman of Edmonton Igbo School Board, and the director of the Edgemont Community League. He has penned down his 5 years Canadian journey to inspire newcomers to Canada. Let us hear from Chidi Iwuchuku.
Thank you, Emi, for having me. We came into Canada in 2017, and when we landed here, we didn't know anybody in town who could help us with some of the information to help us settle as fast as possible. We looked through the library and all the other resource centers, and we couldn't find any one single resource that could help us navigate our way through. We went through the maze of finding our feet and everything. And so the lessons we've learned through that experience and also helping other people come in as Director of Humanitarian Services for Igbo Cultural Association of Edmonton. I decided to codify and put inside a book form so that other people can also be encouraged on the journey. I want everybody to succeed, and I want people to succeed and not make the same mistakes that we've made, and that's why I wrote the book. So the book is currently on pre-sale on my landing page, which is at publishyourgift.ipages/chidi. You probably see it on the screen right now. It's also available for pre-sale on Amazon.com and Barnes and Nobles and most reputable bookshops online and offline.
Alberta Culture Days. Calgary Culture Days took place as part of Alberta Culture Days. One of the first events that took place in the Calgary Culture Days celebration was the Fiesta Filipino, which took place on September the 4th and the 5th. This event is the first of its kind, serving to represent the Filipino community of Calgary and Alberta. September 12th featured Acto Cívico Bicentenario de El Salvador, which celebrated 200 years of independence for El Salvador. The event kicked off a true celebration of the culture featuring the country's national anthem, a prayer to the flag, and folkloric dances. On September 18, a drum cycle was featured with several multicultural musicians. This musical event relied on public participation to play music with a variety of drums and other instruments. This event sought out to allow everyone to express themselves and to connect members of the community from all cultures through rhythm. The Ethnic Festivals Association also organized an event which took place on September 23rd and 24th. This event featured a musical dance and play called A Cultural Trilogy. This show is a fictional culture expression with a strong message of women's empowerment and cultural advancement. So many events also took place in Edmonton. They include Shumka Dance at the Shumka Dance Center located on 10515 111th Street, Edmonton Short Film Festival at Route 107 downtown on September the 25th, 2021, just to name a few. Now, love is the strongest force imaginable. An experience a young Edmonton girl learned the hard way when she lost her cat, Beno. Diversity TV host Harriet Tinker presents the first Young Writers Club.
Hi, my name is Harriet Tinker, host of Diversity Community Newscast. If there's a book you want to read but has not been written, you must write it. That's a quote by Toni Morrison. I'm excited to be bringing the very first segment of the Young Writers Club, where they get to read parts of the stories that they're writing. We start off this month with the theme love, because love is the strongest imaginable force. An experience that an Edmonton girl, who happens to be my daughter, learned the hard way when she lost her pet, Binu the cat. Now, her love for animals is so epic. When we walk in the trails, butterflies cling on her. Now, this week, she found her cat by the garage. It was in agony, in so much pain, too intense to be born. So we took the pet to the vet. Sadly, we could not operate. The vet said that somebody had kicked Binu the cat's stomach so hard that his intestines and kidneys were absolutely damaged, and surgery alone would not save him. Now, Aliyah wrote a letter to share the unconditional love that this beautiful cat brought into her life. Whether it's a pet or a loved one, a loss is always heartbreaking. Now, Aliyah is here today to share parts of her stories as part of our very first segment of the Young Writers Club. Have a listen to her story.
Dear Binu, I miss you so much already. I hope you love heaven. You will make new friends with the other cats. We will miss you so much. You lived a short life, but a fun life. Don't worry, I will make you something really special on your birthday. I made your footprints on your ashes case blue. I got your necklace with some of your ashes, and I'll wear it wherever I go. You make me laugh so much. I will always remember you. I gave you your favorite toy in your ashes box. I also gave the vet a card, so they put that in your case as well. Everyone misses you so much. Remember to tell me what you want on your birthday. I'll get whatever you want. P.S. Be safe in heaven.
Reggae Tone demonstrates that it's much more than a fitness hub with diversity TV in.
Is to help people to enjoy their bodies, because we've lost that aspect, because so much now is computer this, computer that. We don't even walk anymore. We don't even talk anymore. So again, this is what Reggae Tone kind of brings. It brings you back to one. It brings you back to that oneness where it's that connection, where it's family. And when we grow as a family, you know, everything just is that much more enhanced. Like, it's just so much more love. And I think that's where we are right now. Like, I look around and I'm like, yeah, I'm just so happy to see like the growth of everyone and everything.
The Immigrant Experience Show made a stop at NEWE Beauty Empire in Calgary.
Hello, everyone. Hello, good day. This is Moji Taiwo, your host of the Immigrant Experience Show and the author of I Give Because I'm Blessed Because I Give, a chronicle of an immigrant's journey. The Immigrant Experience is a continuation of that journey, where we hear from every immigrant of all shades and colors and background to share their stories. That note, let me introduce my special guest here, Sangeeta Sharma. Sangeeta is an educator and a businesswoman. She is the president of NEWE Academy of Cosmetology and Massage here in Calgary. Sangeeta emigrated to Canada from India in 1992 with a bachelor's degree in education. But I'm not going to say too much, because I would like us to hear from her directly about her journey as a Canadian, as an immigrant, a successful immigrant in Canada. Welcome, Sangeeta.
Thank you, Moji. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk about immigrants, right? I think immigrant is something that Canada is all about, right? It's immigrants are the one that's actually creating jobs, creating so much. Me being immigrant and coming here in Canada, I'm grateful, because Canada is a land of opportunities. It has given me something that I'm forever grateful. So again, like my name, Moji said, my name is Sangeeta Sharma. I came here in 1992, and like everybody, every immigrant, I had my struggle, I had my part. Now where I am today, because of the struggles and issues and not knowing Canada.
What are some of those struggles?
Those struggles, oh my God, because you know, when you come in a country, especially in 92, nobody was recognizing your education. It's just going like, you have to go back to school. And I'm just going like, go back to school for what, right? So it was a little bit hard for me to accept, because you have done your Bachelor of Education, you have done your cosmetology, and then suddenly you have to go back to school. So school name is big. If you say you have to go back to university or college, it's huge. Yes.
Thank you for watching Diversity TV Community Newscast. Be the first to get our community newscast as it happens. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification on our Diversity TV YouTube channel. We are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Our website is www.diversitymag.ca. See you next week. Because when it's Friday, it's Diversity TV Newscast. Thank you.